the
I've seen
rebroadcast.
This is Joan's first week with the new background that you can semi-see through. Yeah, and you've already got the idea of what you're supposed to do with it, Joan.
I'm in the box, everyone.
Yeah, you're supposed to lean in close and let everybody see it.
Is that Paul McCartney?
I don't know what to do.
It's Joan DeVivo. I think you should talk about whether or not...
dude.
I think we need to talk about whether or not Casting Crowns is alternative Christian music and let everybody give their point of view on that.
So the question is, what is alternative Christian music? We haven't narrowed it down yet. So when Casting Crowns was listed as alternative Christian. So if that's true, then like, I don't know, Matthew West is alternative Christian.
Steve Green.
Steve Green is alternative Christian.
It's technically alternative Christian contemporary.
Alternative Christian contemporary is Casting Crowns.
And you think they mistyped adult contemporary?
Well, Brian was listening to it expecting Soundgarden or Nirvana, and he got Mark Hall and Casting Crowns. And
sorry, Brian.
That's okay. It was just the anticipation. I was expecting some flannel.
I wear flannel.
Joan DeVivo is apologizing for Casting Crowns. I'm sorry. Casting Crowns was not what you were expecting.
It's really it's Napster that should be apologizing.
Yeah.
They are the ones who mislabeled it.
How do I prorate your subscription for this one? Is that the theme?
I'm just running this theme song a little early, and then we'll start the show. But you can go ahead and talk over it.
I can't. I'm dancing. Keep talking. What's going on?
To the groove.
You can talk while you're dancing. And we can actually see you, Joan. Remember that, too. So
I watched back, and I realized I was out of sync on the video.
Since I'm 3 seconds behind, I'm really off.
Gonna kill a room, gonna talk some smack. Cutting it down like a lumberjack. Come take a ride in my Cadillac. Kicking it live on the radio. Everybody got a right to know. This ain't my first rodeo. Hit the spotlight, here we go. Are you ready for the show?
Oh, I'm ready.
I'm ready.
Are you ready? Are you ready?
Just break it down. Fire up the bubble machine and the lasers.
Is the crowd ready? That's the question. Oh, yeah. I'm doing a little James Brown dancing. You just can't see my waist and my feet.
I want to make sure everybody gets a chance to come in and sit down because I got something else to spring on you this week. Something else.
More surprises.
More surprises. Now, Joan, I want you to watch the screen.
And the audio just cut out. Did the audio cut out for you?
Well, I thought it was my internet. Did John get kicked off? Watch this. Throw the switch.
That would be. That's the new part of the show that he was talking about. Was he vanishes before it starts, and
he hit the eject button.
Yeah, exactly. This is officially not part of the show.
I got something I want to show you guys.
It's a magic trick. Where did John go?
Can you guys figure?
Oh,
who's that?
Oh,
it's soon, everybody. Don't leave yet. This is part of the show.
Okay, how long was I gone, you guys?
About an hour.
It's 2021.
I'm talking. I'm explaining to Joan how awesome this video is. This little animation is supposed to be, and I noticed that all of you guys are like frozen.
So we weren't the frozen ones.
I said such funny things. Okay, before I disappear again, here's the thing that I wanted to reward all of you with for being here on time. And there you go. So go ahead and watch your screen.
Oh, that is nice. That is nice.
The hologram. catching seal, we're fishing seal.
Starving comics. Come on, we know it by now.
Danny DeVito.
It is part of the show. Don't listen to traffic. It's going to get to arriving early.
Starving comics quarantine show.
When you first started. It is really part of the show. This is part of the show. It's really part of the show. Don't listen to the graphic. I don't know what's still up there.
Here we go.
Oh, I'm going to be late this week. Yeah. Plus, I forgot to take this down. All right.
You did.
Hey, we're off to our usual start. Welcome to the Starving Comics Quarantine Show. My name is John Branyan. I may or may not be with you for the majority of the show as your host. That's one of the things that...
Don't sell yourself short. You'll be here most of the time.
Well, that's one of the...
Yeah.
Just maybe 4 or 5 breaks.
I don't want to make any promises that I can't keep. So I'm going to try to be here and host this show, but I may pop in and out occasionally. Also with us this week, Juan DeVivo. Ladies and gentlemen, down there in the lower part, Juan DeVivo.
We're going to leave tonight. I'm not on the road. We're not going to have a concert tonight, but we're leaving tonight. We're going to North Carolina. Are you in North Carolina out there? People, audience, are you in North Carolina? I don't
North Carolina. Where do they see you in North Carolina? You know?
Some town with an E. It starts with an E.
I believe Nirvana played there. So
if you're in North Carolina, just start driving from town to town until you find a drive-in.
Yeah.
And see if Casting Crowns is there. Also with us this evening is Brian April, also known as Ann B. Davis.
Brian B. Davis.
Yep, Brian B. Davis. The B is for Brian and Brian Davis.
And we've got some other surprises lined up for tonight. I had a special guest that I had thought I had lined up, but I don't have enough clout with the special guest, and so he turned me down tonight. But we're going to work on him in the future. All right, before we do this, here's the thing, you guys. The Peaches and I were talking a little earlier, and the Star Spangled Ding Dong is just not. It's just not that interesting.
It's not decaying enough.
Yeah, am I right? You know, has anybody been blown away by the Star Spangled Ding Dong's decay?
I feel like there's a good build up to it every week.
Yeah. Right.
But then when we see it,
it's the tremendous letdown week after week.
It feels like there's a good build up to it. All right. Well, I'm not sure exactly what we're going to do with the Ding Dong to try to keep it. I want it to be relevant, and I'm feeling like it's becoming less and less relevant. And so here's the Ding Dong update this week, and then we will decide what we're going to do in the future. But this is what it looks like this week.
wow.
You know, and then what I didn't think about is the fact that a green plant is going to disappear.
On the green screen.
With my green screen. So that's what it looks like this week. It's got some sort of a thing growing out of the middle of it. And what I think I may be doing is, I think rather than the Ding Dong Decay update, I think it's going to become Pimp My Dang Ding Dong. And I'll just continue to add things to it until I become bored with that.
I was going to say leave it. Oh, yeah, I can't forget the bug.
Jeff wants to see the bug. Yeah, it's right. It's right there in the foreground. That thing that looks sort of like a flattened milk dud is the bug.
I was going to say leave it out in the yard by the
Corey
mailbox
said,
and see what happens to it.
I could do that. Corey wants me to take a bite. It'd be awesome if you took a bite. Awesome for who?
That's also when we get to 100 viewers.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, we could do that. If we got 100 viewers, I would take a bite out of this dang ding dong.
And that would be the last show with John Branyan.
Do you think that was in the plant was already in the ding dong, or it kind of floated in there by a pollinator, some sort of a bee or something came in there, dropped a seed?
I don't know. I don't I don't know exactly what the ding dongs are made of, but so that's my plan. That's the ding dong update, and we'll see. I don't want to belabor it. It's already gone a lot farther than I intended it to go.
You don't want to beat a dead ding dong.
Right. Let's not beat a dead ding dong. A dang dead ding dong.
Yeah, that's the way the adage goes.
All right, so this week's fun and exciting game that I have planned for all of us, let me put it up on the screen here, is going to be, let me put it up here. It's going to be a scavenger hunt, you guys. Let me just go ahead and say it. It's a people scavenger hunt, and this involves you, our viewing audience at home. Those of you who are feeling like maybe you didn't have a purpose. Those of you who have been looking for purpose in life, maybe you woke up this morning and thought, what am I going to do to contribute to make a meaningful contribution to mankind? This is what you're going to do. The People Scavenger Hunt. I am going to defy you. We at the Starving Comics Quarantine Show will defy you to find these things. First thing, we defy you to find and bring them in. If you can find these people, we want you to bring them into the show and make them known to us. First one, someone with a Q in their name. Someone with a Q in their name needs to come into the show, sound off, let us know who they are and how they got here. So they will give you credit for bringing them in.
I was thinking about people in my family. I can't even think of anybody's name right now. I was like, let's see, my wife. No. I think she has a Q.
Mm-hmm. Well, anybody. And the reason I've got that super modern looking phone down there is because you can text them or you can call them and tell them to join the show. See how that works? So someone with a Q in their name or someone with more than 10 letters in their last name. So either or. It doesn't have to be both. Although if you can find someone with a Q in their name and 10 letters in their last name,
you will do really well in Scrabble.
Ooh. Do really well in play. There's two more things. Someone who is watching in Alaska. So if you know that there's someone watching this show in Alaska, we want them to sound off and make their presence known. And finally, a person with a bird in their profile picture.
Ooh.
Yeah. Now, I know that is something that could be cheated.
At last minute.
Yeah. Last minute bird inclusion. But we'll take it. If you're willing to go that far, that you're actually
change your name to make it 10 letters long, put a Q in there, and your profile picture. But that's not the point. The point is,
yeah, I know
Quincy. Sorry, she knows that Quincy is only 5. It doesn't have Facebook. So, well, sign her up.
It's too bad, Martha.
Sign her up, Martha. Like,
Quincy's a great name, though.
I'm none of those yet. I've been listening to this during an outside church fellowship event. I'm that dedicated. Are you listening to it with speakers, or are you like turning it up so that everybody in the church fellowship can hear?
Hey, you need to hack the Bluetooth if it's in the soundboard or in the pastor's mic or something. Hack the Bluetooth, let it go through the system.
And I would imagine they have an outside screen, as well, some sort of viewing.
Put it up on the screen.
Yeah,
put it up on the screen. I know Quincy. Lee Blue Randall says, "I'm from Alabama." I don't know. I don't know what that means. Does that also start with an A?
Yeah, it starts with A and ends in A. ALA, A-L-A. There's like 5 letters in there.
Yes, it's got 3 of them in there. That's nice. We appreciate that. We appreciate that you're from there, but that's not Alaska. It's a totally different state.
Maybe you shouldn't have defied them. That was too aggressive.
You think I've intimidated everybody?
Yes,
should I use the word? Okay, I invite you to bring in people that meet these qualifications, and we will. This will be running throughout the show. Okay. So if they show up at any time, then we will put them in. But are they even reading the YouTube comments? Are you talking about us? Are you talking about us reading the YouTube comments? Well, there's your answer right there, Buzzard. We just put your YouTube comment right up on the screen.
That sounded like a dig.
So, answer that with a Y.
There's your answer, Buzzard.
Yeah, even though it's his profile name, it still sounded like a dig. There's your answer, Buzzard.
So Anthony's got a thing here. He's got Kathleen Caperca-Lewis. Are we going to allow hyphenations?
I'll allow it. I vote yes.
Judge Juan, weekdays from 11 to 12. I'll allow it. 1.
We probably should have figured out who's in charge of this game before we started it.
Oh, I thought we were voting. I'm not a starving comic though, so I'll
this
opt
week
out.
on Judge Juan. Yeah, we brought somebody in with a hyphenated last name. I'll allow it.
0.
All right, so Juan DeVivo allowed it. So I'm not gonna say that he can't. So we got one with 10 or more letters. So, but see, if we're going to allow hyphenation, then that's gonna bring a whole bunch of other people in.
Yeah, Julie Louise-Dreyfus is going to come in here.
That would be great if Julie Louise-Dreyfus came in. All right.
Buzzard has a bird in his profile picture. We all just completely ignored that part. Can you show us that again, producer?
Put it up there.
Yeah.
There's great.
The bird. It's so hard to see right in front of the flag.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, and the bird was in there when he said, "Are they even reading the YouTube comments?" So I totally missed. I missed everything. Our producer is nodding at me like I'm a moron because I am. All right. So there's the bird. His name is Buzzard, and he's got a buzzard. That's not really a buzzard in the picture. All right, so we got 2. So we're still waiting for an Alaska person and
Q.
Yeah, and a Q, right?
Oh yes. While we're waiting, I received a message. I have a message for someone from a particular person at Hogwarts, and I'd like to say, happy sweet 16th birthday, Kirsten. I know you could be doing anything today, like maybe hanging out with one of your favorite bands, Family Force 5. I know you met them and you were so overjoyed, but instead you chose to come and hang out with us. I think you could be singing happy birthday to you, but why should we sing that to you when you sing in the choir? Anyways, we wish you the happiest, sweetest 16th birthday from all of us in Slytherin. Happy birthday, Kirsten.
That was fantastic. How did you know all that stuff about her? Did somebody send you?
No, I have my ways. When someone is in Slytherin, I know all about them. I know what they do. Sometimes we listen to K-pop together. It's wonderful.
Snape listening to K-pop is the best thought I've had. Oh my gosh.
Got his headphones on.
Brian, if you got a wig and a black cloak, you need to make that video of just Snape watching K-pop videos and commenting.
I'll do it.
Crazy.
Oh gosh, that was. I wish that we should do birthdays every single week. All right, Jeff Spiller said we forgot about his birthday.
He's got donation duck.
Yeah, this donation duck counts as a bird.
That's a special bird.
You're right, Jeff.
Yeah, John gave him the bird.
Yep. But you don't want to show that profile picture.
Susan March sent me here. Ray Weatherwax. Oh yeah, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 8, 9. Is that 11? Is that 11 letters? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10. 10. Okay.
That's a bit more legit. You don't have to marry anybody to get that last name.
Absolutely. Fantastic. Congratulations, Susan. And also Ray.
And Ray.
What I like about it is thinking about all the people watching this and then thinking of their friends and counting up the letters and their last names to decide whether or not they're going to call them.
So bad with the numbers.
Right. We're not going to invite them unless unless they qualify.
It's a very, exclusive club.
Right. So we've got somebody says type @Q and see if it pulls up any friends. That's a good idea.
Smart.
I guess we can stop talking now because nobody's watching this show. They're all searching Facebook now for
exactly.
Qs.
They're so involved
that's my genius plan.
If
Get everybody watching the show and then send them away.
Yeah, if someone knows Queen Elizabeth, invite her.
Ooh, does that count?
Will you allow it, Judge Juan?
What was funny is I allowed it without even hearing any from any side. I didn't hear any argument from either side. I just went, yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Nobody said objection or sustain or whatever. I just said, yeah, that's good.
Now Sydney's arguing with me.
We need a ref.
She calls foul. So Juwan allowed it, and Sydney calls foul. So it's like, I'll tell you what. Why don't you guys just play whatever game you want, and let me know when you're done.
Let's just we can guess how many letters are in people's names.
Yeah, we could do that. Well, here we go. I have an idea for a future scavenger hunt. You should bring in people with the longest names. Fees for.
Drummond.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I wish you'd have suggested that 20 minutes ago. We could have saved ourselves all of this heartache. All right, so I'm gonna move on. Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll allow it.
There we go.
Right. Oh, here she goes. Christy Kevin. Sorry, longest first name and last name combines. Okay. Yeah. I thought FIAS4 was some sort of a Facebook slang that I didn't understand.
No.
First I thought it was a new car. The new FIAS4.
The FIAS4 is an alternative Christian band.
Yes.
Yeah. They were. Yeah, that is alternative Christian. I'm glad we brought that up. Clear that controversy up.
Yep. I am too. All right, so if a Q shows up, immediately let us know. And then we'll have Brian say something celebratory to let everybody know that we've won this scavenger hunt.
I promise I won't roast them.
All right. Let's see. What have I got coming up next? I don't remember. Oh, yeah. It's time for Brian's review.
Brian's review.
Brian's review. This week, it's Wall Monkey's Senior Woman with Asthma Inhaler Wall Decal Peel and Stick Graphic. WM335116. And I noticed, Brian, that it comes in 1, 2, 3, 4. It comes in like 6 different sizes.
Yes.
No, you need
the largest
for
being
the
48-inch
high one. You need 48 inches
Whoops.
of that. Oh, we're going back.
Yeah, 4 foot high, which is actually taller than my grandmother, my actual grandmother. So that works out well. And 41 inches wide, which is not as wide as my actual grandmother. So,
so you're saying it's larger than life size?
Yes.
And is that actually a picture of the senior woman with the inhaler there? Is that
yes?
Okay.
This is what you're getting. Yep. This is it right here. So
okay.
Very interesting. So we do again. We got to start with the most pressing questions, which I think is important. The question is, why would anyone buy this? And
that was a question. That was a question on Amazon.
That was a question on Amazon, and the answer, of course, is no. The question is, why wouldn't anyone buy this?
Of course.
And I think we can all agree to that. I think we all kind of say that.
Right.
Yeah.
Off the top of my head, I cannot think of a single reason not to buy that.
Exactly. And there'll be some stuff in here for some reasons for those of you who are still holding out, not sure. The mouse button is over the purchase, and you're trying to figure. Says, I miss my elderly neighbor. She won't speak to me anymore after I ate her Girl Scout cookies instead of delivering them. Would this make a good gift? And of course, again, when that's a very common thing that happens to all of us. The answer is this would be perfect. Anyone can hand over flowers and chocolate. Thoughtless gifts. Noelle, your neighbor will be back in your life before she's even peeled off the backing of this masterpiece. Another great question.
So wait a minute. The assumption is that that elderly women like to see giant pictures of other elderly women. Is that?
Mm-hmm.
Is that the assumption?
I've done the research, and that is factual. That is true.
I feel like it would be comforting. It'd
Yes.
be comforting to see, a familiar face.
A familiar face suffering from asthma.
At least vaguely familiar.
I mean, it's kind of a small inhaler, truthfully, but whatever.
It must be a mild case of asthma.
Yeah, just a.
She also looks like she's breathing out. Is the other thing.
Yeah, that's true.
She's going, no.
She's trying to play it like an instrument at the moment.
Yeah.
So
No, Gladys. You gotta take it into the lungs.
it's the new wind instrument.
I cannot make this trombone make a sound.
It's more of a rhythm than a wind instrument.
I am never going to be able to start an alternative Christian band if I can't make this.
It's called Noelle and the Asthmatics.
Oh, see, that is alternative Christian.
Yeah,
right there.
that's totally. So our next question: can I put this on my car? And the answer is absolutely. Best used on your window so you can use the carpool lane.
Yeah, that's exactly the first time when you brought up that's a sticker, and when you put it in the passenger side, you can speed, and that way when the officers see you, you just show like, I get her to the hospital.
She's having an attack.
Gotta get her to the.
Right, but isn't it a little big for a passenger in a car? Did you say?
She's swelling too. It's like her head and arms are swelling up. She has an allergic reaction.
She has a 48-inch head, you guys.
She ate a dang ding dong that's been out out on a plate for 6 weeks.
There was a plant in there, and she's allergic to the plant.
So our next question: can these be peeled off a fence by city workers easily? And the answer is probably depends on the workers themselves.
Yeah.
Which
that makes
is,
sense,
again, very valid.
I think it would depend also on their experience. Like, how often do they have to peel these off of fences?
That's right. I mean, this isn't a Danny DeVito with the, with that on the backing.
I'm trying to think of this scenario. Are they putting it, is it a chain link fence or is it like a privacy fence?
Oh, that's a good question. Excellent question.
Yeah, that is an excellent question. So we'll have to look into that.
Because now I'm wondering what the plan is to put it on the fence. Is it a neighbor's fence that you're putting it on? So like it looks like a lady is in your yard, or is it just decoration?
Can you use that? You know how they have the ones of the little wooden thing that's supposed to look like the old lady's butt, and she's bent over in the garden.
Oh, in the garden.
Yeah. Can we put that on there?
Get that lady out of the roses. She's dying.
She's having asthma. She's allergic.
She's allergic to the pollen. She can't breathe.
Get her out of the
pollen.
gardenias.
Oh, that's
garden
so
grandma gnome.
Imagine asking for that in the lawn and garden shop. It's like, I want it to look like there's an old woman having an attack in my yard. What can I get? It's like, right over here. We have several sizes.
Hey, you know what? It'll keep the deer away. If you got deer nibbling on your azaleas, put that lady in there. Gladys the asthmatic.
I like it. Gladys the asthmatic. I love it.
Any questions were there any questions about the model number WM335116? Like was a WM335115? Like a updated.
There was there was 335,000 versions of it.
Until they finally got it right.
They perfected it.
Started
After
at the size of a postage stamp, but now they've each successive is just bigger every time.
That's great. The thing is that Edison invented the light bulb with fewer tries than it took them to get
to nail the size on this.
right.
Are all the sizes $59.96? Like you get the small? That's
oh no,
$59.96?
The small looks like $9.99. The extra small, which is good, is $14.99.
Right.
The medium is $24.96, and the extra medium is $21.96.
Right.
And yeah, so they're all different sizes.
Well,
prices.
the 6 foot by or 6 inches by 4 inches is the extra small.
Oh, I didn't even see that. Yeah.
There's 2 extras.
That's you can put that above your shirt pocket.
Yeah, yes, it's right there.
Right there.
Like it's a sugar glider or a mouse.
Yeah. We bonded. She's imprinted on me. I have to take her everywhere. We bonded so deeply.
It's a mascot size.
Yeah. Just have that sticking out of a backpack, the bigger one. We'll just keep working way up.
Should be your Yoda. Should be your Yoda
Exactly.
coming out of the backpack.
Next week, Brian, you need to look and see if there's a peel and stick elderly woman's legs that we can put underneath it.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. And then I think that'll work. I think that'll work very well.
Asthmatic torso.
All right, so I'll just read a couple of reviews since we've kind of gone off a bit. First one really takes my breath away. I mean, you gotta go with that.
Yeah, somebody had to do it.
6 out of 5 future psychologists recommend it. I was looking for a large wall decal of a stock photo of a woman using an inhaler, and this fit the bill perfectly.
It's not exactly what I was looking for, but it'll do. It'll fit the bill.
It's not exactly.
And as Kara says, everyone needs a pocket grandma, which I think is absolutely true.
Yep, a reference to the extra small.
Yep. And then we got, let's see.
Pocket grandma.
Got it as a gift for the wife, hung it above the bed. Wife left me, the real woman stayed.
I'm not even going to ask about the marital situation.
One more. At first, I wasn't sure if spending money on a sticker of an old lady with an inhaler was a good idea. But once I got it, I knew I had made the right choice. She keeps me company in my apartment since I don't have any actual friends. We eat, play board games, and watch TV together. We have so much in common, like our love for breathing and other things. She doesn't argue like real people do, and unlike a girlfriend, I don't have to take her on dates. I don't have to worry about keeping her happy, and she doesn't nag me for money. Overall, I am 100% satisfied with my purchase.
I don't know if you'd have like more friends if you asked more people if they also liked breathing. And if you have like a common core.
Maybe that could be like a group, like a club, a breathing club.
Facebook.
Which also sounds like a nice.
This brings new meaning to smother-in-law. New meaning. Decal's great for those with dementia who need to remember to breathe. That's true.
Oh, that's right. That's what I was doing.
It's been a long time since I've inhaled.
I wanted to see if anybody asked a question about, because what I was envisioning in my head was putting this in the bathroom and then it's scaring like my grandma, and then she turns around and uses the inhaler on the same. It scares her so much she has to use her inhaler, and she turns around and freeze frame right on the same thing, so they match up just perfectly, and that would be like a prank Yeah.
They actually had that. They were like, what room? I didn't put that one in, but it was like, which room is the best room to put this in? Like the bathroom, the bedroom, the living room, kitchen.
Something with a window. I think if you put it on the outside of a window, that would really.
Jeff, there was a question: does it come in black? And they said no, it does not.
Oh,
so different ethnicities or no?
Yeah.
Just checked it out on Amazon, and there's an old Asian man decal, according to Deborah.
But is he using an inhaler?
I don't know. So I think that Deborah, I think we can trust her to check for that important detail, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
we need to know what he's doing.
If it's an old Asian man decal who's not using an inhaler, what's the point in buying that?
Right. You might as well just get a cutout Danny DeVito at that point.
That's right. All right.
This is larger than the cutout Danny DeVito, I think.
What?
Oh, maybe just the mini Danny DeVito. The bigger mini Danny DeVito was a little bigger, I think.
Yeah.
I don't remember. We're gonna have to get an Excel sheet to track all of our
cutouts
product
cutout sizes, cross-reference them. And
I was looking everywhere for an Ann B. Davis cutout, but they do not have one. Otherwise, I would have got it.
Sounds to me like that is a product idea. That is a demand that you need to personally meet.
I'm going to bring it to Shark Tank, and I think I'm going to get them all bidding.
Don't have it all the way done. Use the cutout part as the unveiling.
Yes.
You think this is just a life-size picture of Andy Davis.
Yes.
But just wait. There's just
wait.
around the outside.
That would, oh my gosh, that would be the best
45
episode.
minutes later.
The best episode of Shark Tank ever.
We'll give you $1 million. Okay.
It's even. We got a hologram decal to make sure.
Yes. There's also the
fantastic.
pocket size one too, so you can.
I did this one beforehand. You're like, I already did this one.
This is a working prototype.
Did a model first. I did a trial run, and now I'm ready for the.
I like the idea of it being a prototype. It's not a prototype cutout Ann B. Davis. It's like, this isn't actually the cutout. This is just a prototype.
It's a working prototype.
Or the cutout.
Then we can have one in a bottle in case of emergency, break glass. Yeah. Just telling you, we're going to make some bank.
Yeah, we are. That might have been my favorite one so far. That might have been my favorite one so far, and we have already reviewed a yodeling pickle, if that tells you anything.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So, all right, it's time again for unsolicited advice, you guys. Woo! And this one's a little trickier. Here we go. My boyfriend and I were long distance for about a year. We met online and only spent a handful of days together in person during our relationship. Eventually, it became too much for him, and he broke up with me last year because of the distance. I still have intense feelings for him. I am flying to his town later this year to tell him that I still love him, but I am afraid that he will reject me. Even though we never spent much time together in person, we had talked about our relationship being serious and committed. But by the end of our relationship, he just didn't show any interest in me. He wouldn't text me or return my texts, which I think is the same thing. I know that he still loves me, but I'm wondering if he might be embarrassed to see me if I show up in his town unannounced. Please tell me what to do.
Oh.
Well, first thing is, you don't show up unannounced. You stalk, right? You get a stalk from, keep your distance, right? And you just, maybe hire a private detective. If you don't want to go in person yet, if you're not familiar with the town, you want to have one of the locals do it for you. They know the hot spots. You want to stalk him, follow him, see what he's doing. You want to try to tap into his cell phone carrier and go through his texts. and see kind of what's going on there. Maybe he didn't get them. That's why he's not responding. Maybe there's some sort of issue. Maybe he's desperately waiting for those to come through, and he's just waiting for you to make the first thing, and they haven't gone through. So there's a lot of steps, at least for me. That's just the beginning.
Is there an app for reading somebody else's text on their cell phone?
I don't know, but this person is asking what they should do.
I like Brian's optimism. He wants to save the relationship.
I do.
To go on. I think there's missing details in this. First of all,
what about this, bro?
Dox him.
I think it's
all right. Twitter, do your thing.
Yeah, find this guy. There's zero. We don't know the town. We don't know what his handle is. But my thing was, they were long distance for a year, and then she said after a handful of days together, he was not interested anymore. And I'm sure he still loves me, but he won't return or contact me or face me or be in my town or spend any time with me at all. But he still loves me.
Right. She's forgotten that there's something. You're suspicious that there's something that she's not telling us, Juwan. Is that what you're?
There's a few missing details, I think. I don't know if they ever met each other until those handful of days together.
She didn't mention that she tried to run over him with a lawn boy.
And so either, we don't know what happened during those handful of days either. Like you said, she could have chased him down with a lawnmower. She could have been much, much, much older than she said she was online.
That's true. She might have.
She said she was a model. She was a model, but it was for wall stickers, and she was using an inhaler. Model for.
Or she cried the whole time.
So you think maybe that's who that? You're thinking maybe the model for the wall sticker inhaler lady was who this was.
Yeah,
it was catfished by grandma.
Yep. That's exactly what I'm thinking here. Now, the thing is, we're supposed to give advice to her. Right.
We're supposed to give advice to her, and all we've done so far is justify this guy ghosting her.
Yeah. I see why.
I gave advice. I gave advice.
I say pour yourself into your modeling career. There's plenty of more wall decals to be made out there. Your success on Amazon is only budding right now. You have to work, and you got to start grinding on that so you can make sure that you're a name, and then he'll love you.
I think you should go outside his house with like a jukebox from Say Anything, hold it over, and play Casting Crowns.
Alternative
Christian Casting Crowns.
Okay, what Casting Crowns song would you play to get somebody to fall in love with you? Because
I can answer this.
I think that would be you would have a better. You're like the horse's mouth right there.
I can tell you exactly what song to play. The Voice of Truth.
This is what God is telling you. That you're supposed to be with me.
What I would do to have my boyfriend back, to climb out of this boat I'm in.
I think would nobody work?
Part of the advice. You get the karaoke version of Voice of Truth, and you write your love lyrics to it, and you play it on a boombox outside of your boyfriend's house, and love will bloom.
Oh, this needs to become a game. Where we insert Casting Crowns songs into.
Play to get someone to fall in love with you.
What about Who Am I?
There we go. Okay, I got scolded last week for getting too far off in the weeds, and then our producer throws up, "What Casting Crowns song would you play? Get someone to fall in love with you." So what I'm saying, you guys, is when we go off in the weeds on this show, it's not always all my fault. Okay.
We have to ask questions here. This is advice.
What Casting Crown song would you play to get someone to fall in love with you? I have
one awkward moment.
I have a kind of a funny story that I could.
just going down the titles.
I am.
One
the,
awkward moment.
That's the theme song of my. That's the theme
Tabby
song of my
says,
marriage proposal.
Sadie
melody.
Hawkins. Sadie Hawkins dance. That's not a Casting Crown song.
You change the parameters.
Stained Glass Masquerade. I have a story that I could tell about, and speaking of awkward moments, and I don't know if you know what, I'm going to tell it anyway. I'm not going to tell any names associated with it, but somebody wrote me once. Somebody wrote me once, and they were going to see Tim Hawkins. Okay, you guys remember Tim Hawkins? Remember him?
I've heard of him.
So they were going to a Tim Hawkins concert, and this person was asking me if they should, when they met Tim, they were going to go to the meet and greet and shake Tim's hand and get their picture taken. And they wanted to know if I thought it would be a good idea for them to just spontaneously perform a parody song that they had written for Tim in the
yes.
Just
Answer is always yes.
Yes. Yep.
Why are you saying that? Why are you saying it would be a good idea for them to do that? Is it because it actually is a good idea, or just because you like picturing that scenario?
It's a good idea, but not for them. Not for Tim.
Right.
It's only a good idea for you. When people ask you what they should do, you go, yeah, he'd love it, and then you get to watch this situation go down. It's only good for you.
I was so close to saying that. I was so close, but it was, I think, the Holy Spirit that said, "No, John, that would be evil." And so,
yeah, you're
however,
better than me.
Here's what I think, though, people.
You are.
In all honesty, I'm going to pull Juwan out of the. Okay, Juwan DeVivo's gone for now. So when you go to a Casting Crowns concert, if you have the idea that you should maybe sing a song that you wrote for the people at Casting Crowns, definitely do it when you go backstage and meet Casting Crowns. Do not hesitate. Any song that you have written, just perform it spontaneously for Casting Crowns. All right, Juwan's back.
All right, how's it going, guys? I guess I dropped out for a second. I don't know what's going on there.
All right, so are we done with this? We got the advice nailed down?
I feel like Brian nailed it.
Okay.
I can't help this lady.
All right. Well, that's it for that. All right, we can come to the game. It's the game for this week. And it's going to be a barn burner, you guys. I'm so looking forward to this. This is a game. Yeah. It's an improv game called Lines. Improv game called Lines. And here's how it's going to work. You are going to give us a scenario. We are going to become characters in that scenario. And then as we act out the scene, we are going to need specific lines to deliver to each other, and we are going to pull those lines from the comment section. So our producer will be monitoring the comment section. She's a pro at this, and she will find the appropriate lines. And when we need a line, we will just pause. She will put the line up on the screen. We will say the line, and then we will go on. Trust me. Yeah, trust me. This is going to be a thing that is going to complete many of your lives. Many of you are going to go, I will never see anything better than that the rest of my life. And so first thing we need is a scene. We need a location that we can set this scene in. So, and I know it takes a few seconds for the comment section to catch up with reality.
A location is also a place.
Location is also a place.
Any place you can be. Think of a place
that you can be.
And that is a location.
Backstage at a Casting Crowns alternative concert. Mackinac Island, Pizza Planet, a space.
gonna pick one of those.
Space Station, Farm, North Carolina. Too soon, Jason.
Nowhere specific in North Carolina, just
Somewhere that starts with E.
the state.
Portland, Oregon.
Mordor.
What we're gonna do? Walk there.
So, all right. So, since you're in charge tonight, Juwan, what do you think? Pick one of those.
What was the space station?
Space Station.
All right.
Yeah.
You want to go with that? All right. So the space under the sea, Snape's closet. All right. So we've got the space station, and then we need a problem to solve on the space station. Problem to solve on the space station. And I know it's going to take a few minutes, but yeah.
Normal problems on a space station would include like the toilet being stuck, bad reception on the television. You know, you're not getting Netflix.
Your internet dropping out. Yeah.
Yeah, internet drops out. There's a leak sometimes. Space station.
A leak.
Yeah, just a minor leak.
Like there's a sticker of an asthmatic woman over your oxygen hole. No air. Yeah.
Makes for a very quick scene.
Need an inhaler. Ran out of ding dongs.
You know, you gotta take the dog out for a spacewalk.
Somebody said trouble with tribbles. Does that make Brian? You know what that is?
That is Star Trek, I believe, right?
Yeah.
The little furball things.
No Facebook.
They reproduced.
The Keurig is broken.
Oh.
Klingon attack.
I just I pulled the clothes out of the dryer and the socks are all over me.
Surprise stowaway. I like that.
Ooh.
I like that. All right. So, Brian, do you like any of those?
I like the surprise stowaway.
Surprise stowaway on a space station. Okay. All right. So here's how it's going to work. Surprise stowaway on a space station. We will act out this scene. Now, I'm going to pull both of you out, and I will start. And what you're going to do is you're going to think up a character that you need to be to insert yourself into this scene. All right. And then you come in, the producer will bring you in when, just make a high sign to her and she will bring you back in. Or you make a high sign to me.
Producer.
Yeah, whatever. But you got it. But here's the thing, you guys, and I'm needing to tell you this because don't leave me out here forever trying to do this scene all by myself because
you're onto us.
Right, I know.
Before you
I
start,
know
there,
that
you gotta
both
tell
you
them to write
guys,
some lines down,
both you guys will sit back there with your arms folded and go, let's see how long Brandon can carry this by himself. All right. So then we're going to need lines. All right. So I'm pulling these guys
do
out.
like quotes, famous quotes. You do famous quotes from movies.
Right. So just start filling up the comment section with lines that we will have to say. All right. So out you guys go. And you need to, oops. Okay. So they're out. All right. Here we go. Stowaway on the space station. All right, attention crew, attention. This is your captain speaking. Star date 546293 hike. We've been orbiting the planet Exto 5 for a week now, and scanners are showing that there are life forms on the surface of the planet. So I'm needing to assemble an away team, and I'm looking for volunteers at first. But if I can't get volunteers, then I'm going to probably have to start insisting that some of you go down to the surface of the planet. After all, I am the captain, so that would be my call. So as I'm looking for volunteers, I need to remind you of what our admiral said. It's on a plaque at Starbase Academy, and you've all read it. But in case you've forgotten, let me remind you what that plaque says. It says, I love you, a bushel and a peck. And I think it's important to remember that your duty is first and foremost to the Starbase Academy. So I'm looking for volunteers. If you would like to volunteer to go and be part of the away team, come on in. And I'm on the bridge, you guys. I'm actually making this broadcast from the bridge in case you're having trouble finding me. The bridge, for those of you who are maybe new to the space station here, it's you go north. Well, actually, we're in space. So,
Hi, Captain.
hi. It's Ensign Davis.
Yes, it is I, Ensign B. Davis.
Would you heard my announcement? Are you volunteering?
I am volunteering, Captain. I am looking forward to going and doing these wonderful things that we're doing for these new planets that we're discovering, and whatever else you said we were going to do out there. I didn't really read the memo, but let me give you the salute. I love you, Bushel and a peck. Very, very happy to be serving with you here today. Captain, I think there's an issue that we need to discuss before we go. I've heard some rumblings that there's a stowaway on the ship. And yeah, I think somebody snuck on before we took off. And I think we need to figure that out.
I volunteered to go on the planet. I ran all the way up the stairs, the 10 flights up to the bridge so I could volunteer. I'm sick of being on this space station. I want to get off.
And you are
Vasily. I thought I was going back to New York. I ended up on the space station. They didn't tell me where I was going. I found out that I got on the space station. I hid in the bathroom. I've been here 3 months. And I had to sneak out because they make threats. Some of the people make the threats to me.
Vasily, one of the things we need to do with you, you're not supposed to be here. And when we have that, there's only one thing I can say to you at this point. And that is, I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house down, Vasily.
Well, that's the rise. I had to hide in the bathroom. I thought you were going to blow my house down and then jettison me out into space. But now if I get a chance to go on the X379 with the people there, maybe they'd be nicer to me than you. And then maybe when I get down there, they'll say something to greet me. They might say in their language, they might say a welcome greeting. And then they would have something to say to me, but I don't know what they would say. I can't imagine.
Spit it out, Vasily. What are you trying to say? What are you trying to say, Vasily?
When I get on the planet, in their own language, they would say, I can't quit you. And then they would make me their king.
okay. Well, one of the mandates I need to remind you, actually I need to tell you, because you're not part of the academy. First of all, it's against protocol to send non-academy members down as part of the away team, but I think in your case we'll make an exception.
We'll allow it.
We'll allow it.
Well, I appreciate that without even hearing any arguments from either side. You just sit me down, so that's good. I like that. Plus, I probably had more training than you guys. In the schools that I grew up in, lots of space training. We never knew when we'd get there, but just in case, we get a lot of space training. In fact, my teacher would always teach us in things like space walking on the moon. And then she was always famous for saying things, very instructive things to us.
Like, for example?
She would say some things. Like, I think we're going to need a bigger ship. She always knew that no matter how big your ship was, you needed bigger because you could have a stowaway in the bathroom.
Right.
My grandmother always said things like that to me, too. She said, you might have a stowaway in the bathroom, but she didn't quite put it like that. She said, I'm just a girl standing in front of a boy asking him to love her.
And was it too hard? It was not ever too hard to love the grandma.
No.
I loved my grandma. That is just that she would say that too. And then I would say, Grandma, I love you. I don't know why you have to ask me, but I'll say it. I love you, Grandma.
That's one of the things that unites us all as Earthlings, is that our grandmothers have a lot of wisdom to pass on when we're exploring space. I remember what my grandmother used to say, since we're sharing grandmother quotes. My grandmother used to say, laugh it up, furball.
You were a furry baby. You have a lot of hair when you were a kid.
No, not really.
Oh.
They cut the umbilical cord and then they had to shave his face.
Okay, well, I think we're getting off track here.
The planet. Get me to the planet.
So I'm going to send you down to investigate the life forms. Now, we don't know anything about them except that they are alive, according to the scanners. So when you get there, I need to hear if you encounter them and it turns out that they are intelligent life, I want you to say something that will indicate to them that we are also intelligent. In other words, I don't want you to embarrass humankind.
Right.
Okay. So I need each of you to tell me what you plan to say when you encounter an intelligent life form.
Is this the test to see who gets to go to the planet?
I think I'm going to probably send you both.
But the better one, that'd be the guy that's in charge, right?
Right. This will be for the guy who's in charge. And
and you give the captain, you'll give him a red shirt when we.
I was just about to say that.
Okay. As was I.
You know, what's funny is that you're a stowaway and you seem to know more about how this works than
I've
the rest.
peeked a lot through the bathroom door and just listened.
Right.
Well,
so
when I get down there, I'm going to say something profound that will definitely influence them for peace. I'm going to say, "What big ears you have."
What if they take offense to this? Just because they have bigger ears than us. We can't.
Well, if that happens, then I will go to my backup plan and I will say, "I am Iron Man."
Okay, that's pretty good.
What big ears you have? What big ears you have is something that I actually said to my grandmother once, but it involved a wolf, and I'm not going to go into it now.
It's a long story, I guess.
All right, Victor.
Had to be there. When I approach the planet, I will step upon the largest rock so as to project my power over the aliens. I will say in my loudest, strongest voice, "Smell you later." That way they know that I am intelligent enough to make a pun in their own language.
And that you watch Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Yeah, well, I mean, who doesn't really, right? Has it made it out this far into space?
That's true.
Okay. So I think it would be a good idea if you also had a backup so that in case Brian's fails. So
right. Well, let's see.
And maybe a "smell you later" is probably not the best greeting that you can offer people. It should be.
Okay, so if I say "smell you later" and maybe they're not as advanced as we thought they might be, and there's a bit of silence after that, then I will say a little quieter, "Pardon me, do you have any Grey Poupon?" And then we will know the level of their sophistication. We will know whether they are advanced or not.
Okay, I've decided. Victor, you are going to wear the red shirt. Brian, you're going to take the transcorder because the guy with the transcorder usually makes it back. All right. So
Do you have any parting words?
Yes.
Whatever fate befalls me on this planet is better than the 3x3 bathroom that I've been spending 6 months into and stealing little scraps of food from the galley. That I assure you. So smell you later, people.
All right. So I'm going to send Victor down to the transporter room. There he goes. I'm going to send Ensign Davis down to the transporter room. There he goes. And so we have our volunteers. The rest of you can return to your regular duties. And as we prepare to encounter this new life form for the first time, as humanity prepares to breach the barrier between these two species of life forms, I think it's appropriate to say something meaningful and profound and deep to mark this momentous occasion. And so I want to leave all of you with these words. My IBS is triggered by fear. and scene.
I like how you switched his name to Victor instead of Vasily.
Could not have been a better out right there. In fact,
that was a great ending.
I want to see a whole scene of a captain of a ship, of a starship, whose IBS is triggered by fear. Look, they get hit by a torpedo. It's like, Captain, no. What are we gonna do? Hold on a second.
If it's triggered by fear, how do you know it's IBS and not just fear?
He's just a coward.
Right.
Well, there's a little hint that IBS is happening. You get a little notification as put it the cell phone turn.
Okay, that went better than I expected.
Whoa, hold on a second. We're professionals here. Yeah, okay. I expected it to go great. When you tell me we were doing lines, they were going to flash up on the screen. There's a double punch there because everybody saw the line. And then we still had to say it.
Right.
All right. Dying twice on that.
That went well. All right. So, fear of the toilet not working. Yeah, these are going to be great quotes to just come back and pull out of context in the future. And feel free. That would be my advice to those of you watching the show tonight: is go back through the comment section and copy some of these lines down and just insert them in your conversations throughout the week. You know,
how many times have you been talking to somebody and you're like, I don't know what to say?
Yeah.
Complicated situations like you're at a funeral or you're in court, those kind of things. If
you're trying to win back your online love that you won't respond to your phone calls anymore.
Right. And then you just, and then you just say, I'm just a fly in the ointment.
That's right. Pop one of those bad Larrys out.
Fetch me my brown trousers. Fetch them.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Just keep a stack of 3x5s in your pocket. 3x5 cards.
Nice knowing you, Victor. Dibs on your locker. He doesn't have a locker, but he's a stowaway.
I also like how we all picked up on the red shirt at the exact same time. We're all like,
our antennae went up.
Yep.
Nerd radar.
Fantastic. All right, Juwan, we're rapidly approaching the moment in the show that we all know is coming, but we hate it, and that is when it's over. But before we go out this week, I need to make a couple of announcements because I promised our producer that I wasn't going to drag out the ending of this show this week. I said that it was going to be snappy, it was going to be sharp, it's going to be bang, 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 and it's going to be over. Because those of you who are fans of this show and have been watching for a long time know that I have a tendency to say, okay, and that's our show, and then ramble for 15, 20, 30 minutes.
It's too fun.
I'm not doing that
today. Cut it off.
John, snappy wrap up. That's what this is. So I'm actually doing my snappy wrap up before I wrap up. And so then when I wrap up, I'm just gonna abruptly end. So if you want to support us in this endeavor, if you want to be a part of what we do here, other than just sending in funny lines for us to say, which we appreciate, then you should go over to my website, johnbrandy.com, and become a member. Membership is full of benefits, too many benefits for me to list here in a snappy wrap-up. But one of them is you get access to special podcast episodes. You get to see extra video content. I'm thinking about doing some behind-the-scenes stuff for this show, like some of the stuff that we talk about after this show. We may put that up as extra content, and you also get a copy of this certificate that you can download, and it's got donation duck right there. This is suitable for framing. It will look great next to a sticker on your wall of an asthmatic grandmother.
Put it on your resume.
Yeah, put it next to your PhD.
Put it next to your PhD. It's got a John Hancock right there on it. So that's available. And you know what else is available in the download section? Juwan's overly specific Mad Libs are available for download. And you can, if you have not experienced Juwan's overly specific Mad Libs, then you need to be a member. You need to be a member. Download those, share them with your friends.
It takes you out of your painful life and into some other world just for a moment of healing. It's healing to do the Mad Libs. I got people asking for more, so if y'all want more, let me know.
Yes. So there's more Snappy wrap-ups or more overly specific Mad Libs on the way. But it's members only. You know, we can't give these things away. That's what I'm saying.
Yep.
I'm a member. I'm living my best life ever now. And membership has its privileges. Both of those things are completely true. And I think I have to pay Joe Olstein some money because you just said best life now. And
well, you put ever in there, so it's just enough.
So he's okay. Well, we'll see. I'm sure I'll hear from him. All right. So that's really going to be. I think did I need to make any other Snappy announcements before we move on? Okay. Yeah. Let's hear from you later on. And to wrap us up and bring us out is Juwan's going to share three tweets. 3. Yeah. Is that right? Can you narrow it down to 3?
Let me look.
If you don't follow Juwan on Twitter or are you on Parler yet, Juwan?
We had this discussion. Do I have to be on Parler? I don't want to be on Parler.
His TikTok videos are amazing.
Juwan comes on. He
K-pop.
sends me an email this week because I send an email out to these guys earlier in the week to kind of let them know what we're going to do. I don't tell them everything, but I let them know what direction we're going. And I said, Juwan, you want to do some tweets this week? And somebody had said, well, Juwan's not going to be on the road because we're going to do the scavenger hunt thing.
Yeah.
I'm already talking way more than I need to about all of this. The long and the short of it was somebody said, Juwan already told you he wasn't going to be available. And then Juwan comes back and says, it's probably my fault because I didn't know which social media platform to respond on. And so he's basically mocking me for having all of these different channels.
You're all
of
over the place, though. You're way ahead technologically than I am. Because when I got on Marco Polo, he said, you'd been on it. You guys were already on it.
Yeah. Yeah, we're way ahead of the curve. But we've got so many different forms of communication that we never know where to look for each other. So anyway, Twitter. Brian, what's your Twitter handle?
It's at Comedy Brian.
At Comedy Brian. And you're probably not on Parler either, are you?
I am, but I haven't posted anything.
Okay. All right. All right, Juwan, take it.
Okay, so I printed out all my tweets and I've combed through them, and here is the cream of the crop. Frozen Snickers are the best. I also enjoy chewing on dried cement. I think I screwed that up. Oh, even an Olympic. Yeah.
Did you screw it up, or is that right?
No, I did. I screwed up the delivery. That's why I'm here, though. I'm here.
Okay, we'll do it again. Do it again now that you've got the delivery.
Yeah, you get your practice one out.
Yeah,
Frozen Snickers are the best. Also, I enjoy chewing on dried cement.
Way better. Way better.
Way better.
Yeah. Even an Olympic gymnast looks like a drowning victim when trying to get on a pool float. Ever seen anybody get on a pool float? Doesn't matter how athletic you are, it's just like flopping around.
Or in a hammock.
And now I feel like there's pressure. Yeah, the hammock gets it going. I'm gonna write that down.
Yep.
Now I feel like there's pressure on it now on the last one. Oh, okay, I do this one. I like the term wearable technology. It insinuates that they were leaving room for the possibility of laptop pants or a shirt that can play movies. That one may make it to the stage, folks. I might have to do that. I'll do that on the stage.
Yep.
But you don't know what's going to happen with the wearable technology. It could go anywhere.
You don't. But the idea of just saying laptop pants is funny.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The possibility of laptop pants is a funny concept too.
Oh man.
Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's our show. That's our show this evening. Juwan DeVivo. Let's hear it. Definitely sing for Juwan. definitely sing for Juan DeVivo. Yeah, don't forget about that.
Oh,
Brian April, a.k.a. Ann B. Davis. I'm your host, John
Brand
Branyan.
Davis.
Not going to drag this out any longer